The packaging and the price on this Rogue SV is actually really solid, especially when you compare it to Toyota and Honda. I'll include a link to the Nissan and Orum's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Rogue. Let's get right into it. This week's giveaway highlight is a supercharged Silverado High Country and a Corvette Z06. If you're interested, use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment to get 4x bonus entries on any donation $25 or more. Under the hood is a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder that goes through an Xtronic CVT. Fuel economy is 28 around town, 35 on the highway, with power outputs being 201 horsepower and then 225 pound-feet of torque. Now, if you want to be considered to have better packaging than Toyota and Honda, make sure you subscribe. This gray paint I think looks really sharp. The Rogue has a split light design. You guys can see the daytime running light there. And then the grille's got lots of chrome, and when you take into account everything with the headlights, it actually looks very, very interesting, but I think it works. Tire wheel setup is 235 by 60 by 18. You've got silver on the outside, and then it's metallic gray in the center, and then look at those chunky fender flares. Great for the mirror caps. You also have lots of chrome trim around the top of the windows. And then here's your side profile. You can tell with the fender flares and everything, they're trying to make it look a little bit more rugged. Now when it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start, and then the opening for the hatch. Now taking a look at the cargo area, it is very spacious, and you actually have to reach in, it looks like, to throw down the seat. But it does fold flat, which is a nice feature. It'd be nice to have a pull tab or something with how long the trunk is. There is more storage and a spare tire underneath too. The taillights are pretty cool with how those kind of arc across a little bit. And then you got all your badging here on the back. That will cap things off for the exterior of this Rogue. Let's now check out the interior. We've got sunshades for the rear passengers. Got nice soft touch with stitching. There's more of that down below. And then look at the seats. Pretty cool with the trim here. Good legroom here in the back. No storage pocket there, which is funny because there is one on the other side. But we do have some USB ports, vents in the back. The center does get rid of a little bit of headroom. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, acoustic glass up front, more soft touch all over the rest of the door panel. And here's the front seat. And more of that nice trim. Power adjustments on the side with lumbar support. And then the front passenger's manual. To the left of the steering wheel is the function for the steering assist on the highway, and then you have auto stop start. Taking a look at the steering wheel, soft touch all around, paddles on the back. This comes with adaptive cruise control. You've got your volume controls there on the other side, and then just traditional stocks there in the background. Now the gauge cluster itself is partially analog, partially digital. Digital element there in the center. You can change what is displayed. It'll also show you which drive mode you're going into. Just a backup camera in reverse, and then this has kind of like a smaller infotainment system unit, but I will say it seems to respond relatively quickly. I do have cold fingertips, which can get in the way of the screen being able to pick up my finger. That's like every single touch screen ever. But yeah, I like that it's got plenty of physical controls. Soft touch there across the dash, and then down below we've got our climate controls. So we have dual zone up front, and then you notice heated seats, heated steering wheel too, and we'll actually turn that on. Warm up those fingertips, right? Got some USB ports, phone charging pad there, the shifter, some cup holders, parking brake with auto holds, and then your drive mode select. Storage underneath, that's what I said, packaging in this is great. And then the center console up above. Nice trim. Nissan's build quality is really good nowadays. And then we do have a panoramic sunroof. 2026 Rogue SV, $35,600, quite a bit less than Toyota and Honda. Let's see how it performs. Rogue SV. I mean, Toyota and Honda, like, I mean, not every single package, but it seems like every single package on the RAV4 and the CR-V are like 40 grand plus nowadays. So this being in the mid 30s, not too shabby, right? Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. The acoustic glass is also a huge thing. Nissan's putting a lot of value in their cars. Nissan sees themselves as a direct competitor with the likes of Toyota and Honda, and so they're making sure they always beat them, and then beat them on price too. Powertrain's smooth. Now I'm with you guys. 3-cylinder, I'm not so sure about that. Not so sure about that. But what I will say is it's smooth, and the new Xtronic CVT is supposed to be more reliable. You know, time will tell. You have to get people to buy the Nissans and then experience them to fully figure that out, but yeah, it's supposed to be the case. It's got pretty good low-end torque too, especially for a 3-cylinder. Like the whole powertrain setup is, I mean, for you gotta at least respect for what it is. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. Yeah, a bit of turbo lag. Doesn't have a crazy top end, but again, the Xtronic CVT is pretty quick to respond. Man, Nissan's turn signal indicators are really like sharp with how they go into place. Kind of a random point to mention, but I like it. I like it. Seats are comfortable. I think the lumbar is probably pushing out a little bit, but yeah, I mean, they feel nice. It feels kind of like a more premium interior setup, so I think that's all positive. So in conclusion, Rogue SV might be the Nissan Rogue sweet spot. I do like the Rock Creek though, I will say. I do like the looks of it and everything. That one's kind of appealing. Oh my goodness, that's a pretty clean Xterra. I have never reviewed an Xterra. I think today might be the day, folks. I think today might be the day. I'll look at that a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, this drives well. It's comfortable. It's got decent power. I think that what will really help the Rogue is once Nissan gets that hybrid put in this. Once Nissan gets the hybrid put in this, then I think people will be a lot more excited about the new Rogue, because everyone wants hybrids nowadays, but you know, hopefully it won't be a 3-cylinder hybrid. We'll see though. First part of the test, steep incline, over 30 degrees is 33 degrees to be exact. Loose gravel, rock. So this is going to push the traction control system with both of the cruisers. Now both of these are going to be able to get through this relatively easily, because Land Cruisers, when it comes to steep, loose slopes, do better than almost any other vehicle because they actually sit a little bit lower. I mean, this is only about 9 inches off of the ground. That lower center of gravity seems to help out a bit, and it seems like they just have a lot of weight. The frames are pretty darn heavy on these Land Cruisers, so with all that weight down low, it seems like they just stick to the ground really well, and on loose stuff like that that'll challenge many vehicles. With this, it's not a challenge at all. Even though the exterior sheet metal on this might look a little bit more fancy pants because it's a Lexus, the underpinnings are just as rugged, just as hardcore as the 200 series. And the traction control system, the main difference that you'll note with this is it's just quieter. You don't get the kind of crunching sound you get with the older system. Now, does it actually work any better? I honestly have yet to see that with the new Toyotas. It seems like the traction control system with the older Toyotas is just as effective. It's just louder. It doesn't seem like it's better at distributing power with this new stuff compared to the old stuff.